If you want to start the recording, Marcy. Oh, great. Okay, great. Thank you. I'll check on here. Is the sound meter working on there? Oh yeah, great. We're good. Never mind. Ignore me. No, we're all good. Thanks. Yeah, you want to do the same switch?
Yeah.
We'll be
I
doing,
can always tell when it's fine.
okay. We'll be doing a bunch of, maybe by the time you practice, by the time we swap. Sorry, my brain is scrambling. Bow pose. Dhanurasana. Yeah, and so by the time we switch, it will be a lot of seated. No, I know. It's like I'm looking at a blank wall. We'll be doing a lot of the seated Janushirshasana. We'll do a few seated twists. So for the Janushirshasana, you can work on Kale too, pressing a little weight on the standing thigh, on the bent thigh. So say we're here, like this. You would bring your hand to here and gently give it a little pressure.
Like from this side?
From
behind?
to the side. And I'm so sorry I didn't wear deodorant today.
Oh, I don't know what I'm like, so.
So if you
we'll
come,
cancel each
you
other
would
out.
bring one hand to here, and then as I'm leaning over, you could bring one hand to the ribs to just encourage a little length, just like that. And then on the exhale is when you release. So take 3 breaths with the person you're giving the assist to.
Okay.
And then on the exhale, just try and time your breath with them.
Right.
And then we'll do, of course, those supine twists that when they're on their back. And
I still feel like I don't get that right.
Yeah, here, I can show you.
Okay.
So if you lie on your back, you can come over here.
Oh, I was going to do it on you when you're done on me.
I'll show you. We can switch. I'll show you. So one knee to chest, two hips. And so you have all the blocks. I'm thinking like instead of squatting over them like this, it gets a little wobbly. I'm trying to be loaded in the legs. Sometimes I come straddle the leg and bring a hand to the hip and do this. So like my hands are cupping to the hip like this. Or I'm in kind of a lunge stance and doing this just gentle pressure. It's less pushing down, but more length. You feel how the hands are lengthening like this, like you're eating bread.
But so your stand is more over, so I think your body, because Kayla kind of come on and she goes, I think Anisha will show more of her body.
Yeah, because if you're like this,
right,
it doesn't, you don't really get a lot of leverage. So you want
that's what you meant by leverage.
Leverage.
Maybe I don't know if that works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to show me?
Yeah.
Sorry for that.
I love it.
You have to assist yet? Okay. Sometimes I get like, I don't know which side am I supposed to even be on. That's the
Straddle this bottom leg,
Oh,
that straight leg,
For this
and now
one?
squat. Bring your hands to here, and then you gently pull towards you, just like that.
Feel good?
A breath, and then when you want to do the arm and leg one, come stand here. Bring this one foot forward, the other foot back, like a little lunge, and then see if you can bring your hands away, and then there you
But
go.
do I come?
You can.
Or I come this way?
Yeah. There you go. Does that feel a little more stable for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then this, I'm reaching. when
You're
I'm down
reaching,
like
and
this.
the idea is you don't want to pull anything in your body, right? So
Right.
sometimes when you're squatted and lengthening out, it can bring a lot of
Like a
strain
little
for you and your hips. And so when you come into a lunge, not only does it give more leverage, but it also protects your body.
Okay.
Helpful?
Yes, very, always.
Hi y'all, come on in. There's so much room for everyone to fit today. There's a bunch more folks that we're waiting on, so my suggestion, I see lots of space in between your mats. If you could, just scooch an inch closer to the right or to the left. I love that the people that come to the wall, this is me too, just glue onto the wall right away, which is my MO. but do feel free to slide a drop closer. We won't be going anywhere off of our mats, so you'll have lots of room. And then we'll use all the props today. 2 blocks, a blanket, a strap. We'll use that in a few poses we're working towards, and then some therapy balls. We'll get some time to roll towards the middle and end of class. But if you need any of those things, Marcy and I can bring those around to you too.
Assists for what we're doing from my body, if you think of any others.
Well, the bow, did you check out any bow assists?
No, I didn't. That seemed like that dangerous. Well, I guess
Hands on heels and gently pulling back. Really, it's the same assist as locust, the same assist as cobra, the same, really thinking about the legs and inviting people. I told this to Kashika yesterday, when you come into bow pose usually, because you can't see your feet, the heels turn together and the toes turn out. So just you being their eye behind them.
This is done your
Belly down, back bend, where you reach the
belly
hand.
down and you're reaching. So I'm to
You're behind them.
right and take the heels.
You can gently put a little weight on the heels and tell them to push up into your legs. You can also be their mirror and kind of turn their toes to become parallel. Just be like, move your feet to become more parallel.
Because usually people splay there.
Splay, and sometimes the feet, especially when you're upside down, go like this. So you can just be like the toes together.
And then I put my hand on the heels and they can
You'll
push
feel
you
it.
to
Yeah, you become, essentially you giving the assists is you become the wall. Yeah, or the floor.
Yeah, I get that. I think the most for some reason with like triangle or warrior when you put your hip
Sure.
together. That kind makes the most sense. I feel like the wall, but then sometimes I get a little disoriented.
Yeah, and I think the nice thing about practicing is do try and practice on some friends, because it changes per person and you kind of start to become a little receptive and feel. But if at any point you're like, I don't want to do anything, foundation. Go back to foundation. Like, where are the hands and feet? What are the foundational points? How can I bring them closer or wider, give them something to engage with, that sort of stuff. But as long as also the observing is helping, like seeing a lot of bodies, yeah.
It's so helpful.
Good,
Fine doing.
good.
So helpful.
Hi, welcome. You have enough space in there? We can also have you set up here too. You're good over there? Okay.
Do you, when you're done your, I can't say it, it doesn't matter. The pose for today.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I've seen like the kind of the up and lift of this.
You can do that. It's a little bit more intensive,
Yeah.
and sometimes creates a little strain in the back. So
'Cause
unless,
you kind of go, you kind of straddle.
yeah, I would work on just the feet for today. Yeah.
Probably when I have seen the assist, it was that one, and I didn't even see the feet one.
Yeah, because usually they're not the Googleable ones.
Right.
You know, they're the smaller ones. Yay. Okay, hi. We're waiting on, in theory, we'll see what spring parking does for everyone. 5 more folks to come in. There's plenty of room for everyone to be here. There's lots of room up front. I see a few spots in the back just in case they don't want to come up to the front, which I totally get. But if we could come just a drop closer, that'd be so helpful. Hi, y'all, come on in. There's space back there, there's space over here, wherever you feel fit. And then all of the props we'll use. So give yourself a few moments to find anything that you need. Blocks, strap, therapy balls, blanket, water, tissues. 'Tis the season of the allergies. Okay. Okay. Okay, 6:30, here it came, there it went. We'll get started, and as people start to trickle in, we'll make a little room for them. But thank you for being here, good to see you all. For those of us that are new to one another, and I didn't get a chance to officially say hi, my name is Anisha, and we have Marcy here with us each and every week assisting. So some of you know, but for those that are new, the way that it'll look is we'll kind of swap from practicing from the mat so that you can have a visual and folks at home can have a visual. And I'll be walking around. If you have any questions or need any props or anything yogic related, please don't hesitate to call me over. And I'm more than happy to help. How are you feeling? First official week of spring. I was walking around in Queen Village on Sunday. Is the yellow after the rain the pollen, or is that just a special Queen Village thing that I don't see anywhere else? Because in West Philly, I don't see it that often. Pollen? Okay, it's not like a Queen Village trick that only the local neighborhood friends know about. Okay, well, I hope the allergies are doing as well as they can be. We will be doing a few rounds of pranayama today, so I like, hi Natasha, come on in. I like to orient to the tissues. There's some here, there's some outside. It's also the power of sleeves because 'tis the season where there's lots of winds moving about. So for the entirety of March, these past couple of weeks, this week and the next week will be our final real emphasis on it. We've been really working on a series of back bends all throughout class. So our first weekend together, we did variations of dancer pose, upward facing bow, half moon with the thigh stretch. And just to give the cow away for free in the beginning is, today we'll be doing a bunch of variations of Dhanurasana or bow pose. It's a big belly down back bend. It's a big chest opener. It's a big contraction through the upper back. And all of the variations that come in between. But some of you know each of the poses and each of the asanas have such incredible alignment gifts that they give in our body. They create space where there might not necessarily have been before, but almost all of the poses also have a beautiful mythological component that they're associated with. And Dhanurasana is no exception. In English, the translation is bow pose. And it's almost like, it's not almost like, it is, in the mythological stories, the bow and arrow. And so in October, I'm pointing to her over here, she's a small one, but there's the deity of the goddess, Durga, the warrior goddess, where she holds one of the weapons that she holds in her hands is a bow and arrow. And a very famous anecdote and story about the bow and arrow is told in one of the great texts in the yogic and Hindu canon called the Bhagavad Gita. It's called the Greatest Song. And for the sake of a Tuesday night, I'm going to give you a 10-second summary of an incredibly long book that thousands of people have studied and read over generations. But it is the story of a divine archer named Arjuna and his charioteer Krishna in the middle of a battlefield, right when a huge war is about to break. And Arjuna sees who he's about to battle, and as my teacher says, he has a mental breakdown. He sees what he's about to do and he goes, oh my God, I can't do this, which is fully fair. So I'll leave you in that little cliffhanger and we'll start to practice. But he's most famous for being the divine archer. Anything that he strikes can never be missed. And anywhere that he aims his attention to is always found. So that's what we'll think about as we start to practice towards these rounds of Dhanurasana. Hi, Elena, come on in. You want to come right here? Yeah. We'll start together in a comfortable seat, however that looks. So take breaks, sip water, modify, take anything that you need. And we'll begin together in a seat as you're ready. You're more than welcome to start lying down on the floor if you'd like. You might sit cross-legged or up on your knees. I invite you to sit up on some propping, a blanket or your block, so that your hips might naturally be higher than your knees. And your low back can really lift and lengthen. You'll stack the deck in your favor. And as your hands fall anywhere they fall, in your lap, on top of your thighs, let your eyes either close or soften so you can listen for the sound of your breath. When we close our eyes, it gives us a moment to see ourselves more clearly than before. To momentarily tune out that external stimuli and to draw your attention more inward to what's happening in the surface of your skin. So as you take this time, without changing or altering, to notice your breath, see where your breath prefers to be in your body. on an evening on a Tuesday. For some of us, it stays more in the chest, more in the front of your body. And now the more you notice your breath, and you see how your breath remembers you right back, let your next inhale begin to move from your nose down into your belly and up into your heart. And as you exhale, offer the breath up and out through the very crown of your head. Continue with a few more of those breaths, just on your own. Each inhale might move in, back, down, and wide. And every exhale pours itself up, out, and through you, through every fiber of your being. We'll begin our time and our practice here with one another with 3 more rounds of that same breath. Give yourself a moment to bring your hands to center, anywhere that feels for you, maybe somewhere on your body or in front of your heart in a gesture of self-reverence. If your hands are in that Anjali Mudra, you might pull your thumbs back to touch your heart as you lift your heart up into your thumbs to meet yourself where you are. Wait for your next inhale. Let it fill you up completely. And exhale to offer the breath out. 2 more times, just on your own. At the bottom of your breath, pause for a moment. Take notice of any difference that comes when you listen for and truly remember your breath. And now keeping that attention inward as best as you can, let your hands release, gently blink your eyes open, and we'll stay seated for a moment longer to take a round of pranayama called this buzzing breath. So if your legs are crossed, you might switch which shin or ankle is on top, just to mix it up. And for this Brahmari pranayama, it's a breath practice to really draw that attention inward. We'll try it at the beginning of class, and then at the end, we'll do a slightly different variation. But it looks like this, where your thumbs will come to your ears, your index fingers gently rest on the tops of your eyelids, your middle fingers rest on the nostrils, and your ring fingers and your pinkies kind of cup the lips as if you're creating a small mask for yourself. And then as you breathe in, your spine grows tall. And as you exhale with the eyes soft, plugging the ears, you begin a humming sound. When you finish one round, you begin again. So following your pace, take a breath in. Take 3 more rounds just on your own, 3 more times following your pace. There's no rush. When you finish your 3rd round, let the whole breath find its way through you. Let your hands fall into your lap as you keep the eyes soft, and a moment to remember your breath once again. A breath that fills your belly and up into your heart. And exhale to offer the breath out through every direction. Another breath on your own. Take notice of any sensation at the tip of your tongue, the corners of your lips, even in between the eyebrows. And as you keep that connection inward as best as you can, start to blink your eyes open if they're not already, And come forward to tabletop so we can begin to link movement with some breath. So as you find your way to all fours, have your blocks framing out the front corners of your mat. You might start to use them as we move around. For today's table, bring those hands as wide as your mat, take up a little extra space. Have your index fingers point straight ahead and spread those fingers as wide as you can. Now with your toes curled under behind you, begin to round and arch your spine, really moving with your own breath. Let's go for 5 cycles of breath, just working on your own. And as always, if it feels supportive to stay more rounded or arched for a few extra breaths, please feel free to do so. You might even gently move more forward and back, your hips towards your heels, and then shoulders forward of the wrists. But really take this time to see how it feels to not just move your body independently in space, but how your breath and your body can really harmonize together. Take another long round of breath in anywhere you are, and a full steady breath out through each fiber of your being. Come back to table, find your neutral spine, and now watch for your props and friends behind you as we come in for a calf stretch. Reach the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and reach back through the right heel just to see what you feel in the whole back of the leg. You might stay still, you might move forward and back, but notice if that head wants to drop like mine always does, can you slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart? After a few breaths on the first side, switch. Bend your right knee, stretch back through the left. Think heel back, whether still or gently moving, as you slide the bottom of your heart forward to direction. Deeper breath in, and a longer breath out. Now after a few breaths on the second side, come back to table. Find your neutral spine. Walk your hands a hand per your shoulders. Bring your knees back behind your hips. And with your toes curled under, we'll meet in downward facing dog as you lift your hips up and back to the wall behind you. In this first down dog of class, really any of them, bring your feet an inch or two wider than they already are. Lift both heels and soften your knees just so the backs of your legs can release. Now as you keep the knees soft, stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel that curve in and through the low back. Keep the left knee bent and pedal your right heel towards the earth to see what you feel in the back of the leg. Now soften the right knee, pedal the left heel down as you lift your butt to the ceiling. A deep breath in as you pedal both heels to the ground, lift your tush up, and a longer breath out through every direction of you. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. The blocks are right there. If you'd like to bring your hands to blocks out in front of your feet, you might widen your feet an inch or two, or even soften your knees to let your belly rest onto your thighs to give your low back some extra space. But as you bow in towards yourself, let your head be heavy. Feel supportive for your neck and shoulders. Even gently nod your head yes, and slowly nod your head no, to let gravity, let the whole upper back cascade to the earth. A deeper breath in, and a long exhale out. Now climb your hands up onto your hips. Stand down through your legs, and a big inhale to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. With your feet right underneath you, take an inhale to reach the arms forward and up to get tall. And exhale to soften your knees as you fold over your legs, hinge. On your inhale, come up halfway to lengthen, hands to your blocks or shins as you reach your chest forward. And exhale to fold, plant your palms, and step your feet back to downward facing dog. In your down dog, bring your hands to come as wide as your mat. Take up that little extra space. And now on your inhale, come forward to plank pose, the top of your push-up. Your knees might be up or they might be down behind your hips, but feel your legs behind you, and without moving them, hug your legs together as if they could become one pillar. Now hug your palms towards each other. Feel your forearms, even your shoulder blades engage. Can you slide your ears back so your head is in line with your chest? A big breath in. And on your exhale, bend your elbows to lower all the way down to your belly. Keep those hands wide, and on your inhale, rise for baby cobra or cobra. Press the feet into the ground as you lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, tabletop, or puppy pose for 3 slow, steady breaths. Notice what you feel, how it feels, and where you begin to feel it. As you take a slow breath in through the nose and a longer breath out through your nose or mouth. Now at the bottom of your breath, lift the heels. Tiny bend in your knees, look forward, and 1 foot at a time, walk your feet up towards your palms to come into your forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen, grow longer through the spine. And on your exhale, fold, bowing in towards yourself. Take a breath in to rise, stand through your legs, reach up, touch the sky. And exhale to let your hands come down by your sides. 1 more time, really follow your breath more than my voice. Inhale to reach up, stretch up. As you exhale, fold over your legs. Bless you, Uttanasana. Inhale to come up halfway to lengthen, grow longer through your heart. And exhale to fold, plant your palms, step it back to plank pose. A breath in, can you hug everything to center? Hug your legs to the middle, hug your arms together. And exhale to bend your elbows to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Wait for your breath in to rise, cobra. Press the pinky toenails into the ground as you lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, down dog, table, or puppy. 3 slow breaths. The breath moves first in the direction of your chest, your heart. The heart slowly then begins to awaken and inspire the mind. And the mind informs the full depth and agency of your body and being. So as you take another breath in, let it fill you up in every direction. And a longer breath out as you push through your arms to lift your hips up and back. At the bottom of your breath, lift the heels, soften your knees, peek forward, and come forward to the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen halfway, grow longer through the spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards your own heart. Use your own fists and measure your feet 2 fists width apart. Keep your toes pointing ahead, and as you bend your knees, climb your palms up onto your thighs for this first round of chair pose, Utkatasana. With the toes pointing ahead, can you guide your knees open towards those second and third toes? And then sit the hips back as you push into the legs, lift up through the heart. You might keep your hands on your thighs for more steadiness in the low back, or to add some heat, reach the arms up overhead. But listen for the breath. Take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Think hips heavy towards the back of your mat as you lift your heart up to the sky. Now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Keep your right foot forward, step your left foot all the way back to catch your lunge, and come high up onto your blocks or fingertips on either side of the right foot. Wiggle your left toes back just another inch or 2 so you get longer in your stance. And now as you inhale, keep your hands down, keep the right knee bent, just lift your chest, take a breath. And exhale to fold and straighten the right leg. Let's go through that twice more. On your inhale, come through to lunge. Bend the knee, grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold as the right leg straightens. 1 more. Wait for your inhale as you come through to lunge. Bend the knee, reach the heart forward. And exhale to fold and straighten the right leg. Pause once that right leg is straight. Lift your left heel a drop higher up off the ground. And as you push through the left foot, can you wrap your left hip forward towards the front of your mat? And the right hip has a little space to tack back. Now keeping those hips steady, stay here, or maybe let the left heel get heavier to the floor for a bonus calf stretch. Maybe as you push your palms down and forward, you lift your right toes up off the floor as you dig your right heel into the ground. Take a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. Now on your inhale, back it up. Bend your right knee. Step your left foot forward to meet your right to come back into your forward fold. Inhale brings you halfway up to lengthen. Grow longer through your spine. And exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. Let your feet be 2 fist width distances apart. And as you bend your knees, sit your hips back, maybe hands to your thighs, hands to your hips, or arms up overhead. Utkatasana, round 2. Guide those knees open towards your second and third toes. And as you slide the bottom ribs back, broaden through the middle of your back, slide your ears back to lift your chin. And if your arms are overhead, spread the fingers and reach them back 1 more inch in line with your ears. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale, sit 1 inch lower to the ground. On an inhale, come all the way up to rise, reach up, touch the sky, and exhale to fold, bowing in towards yourself. You feel your thighs? Yeah, okay, good. Just checking. It's on purpose. I know what we're doing. Left foot forward, step your right foot back to catch your lunge. Come high up onto those blocks or your fingertips on either side of the left foot. Now wiggle your right toes back just a centimeter more so you get longer in your stance. Stay in your lunge. As you inhale, lift your heart, grow longer through the spine. And exhale to fold and straighten the left leg. Twice more with your breath. Take the inhale to come through to lunge, grow longer through your heart. And as you exhale, fold over your leg. 1 more, wait for the breath, come forward through to lunge. And as you exhale, fold and let the left leg straighten. Pause here in this version of pyramid pose with the left foot forward and the left leg straight. Sometimes the hips want to open up to the right. So can you lift your right heel just a drop higher up off the ground? Wrap your right hip forward and tack your outer left hip back. Now keeping those hips steady and square. Maybe your right heel grounds towards the earth. Maybe as you push down and forward into those blocks, you lift the left toes up off the ground as you take a deep breath in. 1 more exhale, try to soften the grip of your fingers around the blocks. And then slowly reverse. Bend your left knee, plant your palms on the ground, and we meet in downward facing dog. Step your left foot back to meet your right. Pedal those heels from side to side. Notice any difference that you feel from one leg to the other. And now with those hands as wide as your mat, on an inhale, come forward to plank pose. Hug the arms together, hug the legs together, slide your ears back, and exhale to bend your elbows to lower all the way to your belly. On an inhale, rise for cobra, or baby cobra, as you lift up through the heart. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. A full breath in through the nose, and a longer breath out through your nose or parted lips. Now from your down dog, on your inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel to the floor, and on your inhale, rise for warrior 2, facing the long edge of your mat. Hi, this side. Listen for the breath, and just notice we're only doing 1 on each side. So if you bring your right hand to your right hip, you can feel where your right hip bone is. Most often for me, it's way higher than the right knee. So if yours is, walk your left foot back another inch or 2, get longer in your stance. And now bend into the right thigh so your right hip comes in line with the knee. As you keep the legs steady, on your inhale, reach the arms out to a T, look away from the ground. Stay for the exhale, get heavy leg as you grow tall through the top of your head. Now the legs stay the same. As you inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Bend your right elbow, give yourself a pat, and let your left shoulder touch the elbow. From elbow to the ceiling, as you gently press your head back to lift your chin. Can you slide the ribs back while you press your head back? A deep breath in. Stay for 1 more exhale and bend into that front thigh. Now on your inhale, release the press the right leg. For triangles, bring your right hand to your block or to the floor on the side of that right leg for today. Come as high up on a block as you need to give you lots of length through the right side of your body. And as you feel your legs against the earth, give them a hug and a squeeze in towards each other. As you hug the legs together, push down into that right hand and reach your left arm all the way up to the sky. Just see what you bring this hand here, turn these toes forward and straighten this leg. Good. And now reach the left arm to the sky. Perfect. Take a full breath in through the nose, a longer breath out through the nose or mouth. And then on your inhale, look to the ground, bring your hands to the floor and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from one side to the other. Take notice of what you feel. And now a few times together on your inhale, come forward to plank pose. Hug the arms together, hug the legs together. Exhale to lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. On your inhale, rise, Bhujangasana, shoulder blades kiss on the upper back. And on your exhale, take it back to downward facing dog. Wait for your breath to lift the left leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Spin your back heel all the way to the floor, and on your inhale, rise for Virabhadrasana 2 on the other side. If it helped to bring your left hand to your hip just to see where your body is in space, you can. And see if you can walk your right foot back another inch or two to get longer, and then bend into the left thigh as you guide your left knee open towards those pinky toes. Now reach out through the arms, even look away from the ground as you take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale, let the left thigh get heavier to the earth. On your next inhale, reach both arms up to the sky. Bend your left elbow, give yourself a pat on the back, and let the right fingertips hold on. Now think elbow to the sky. Gently press your head back just so your throat can be open for breath to come through. And then slide the ribs back. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend one more inch into that front thigh. And now inhale to release the arms out to a T. Press the left leg straight. Take a breath. Get long in every direction. Trikonasana. Left hand comes to your block or the floor on the outside of that left leg. As you feel and listen for that breath, give the legs a hug in towards one another. And as the legs hug in together, push down into your left hand and reach the right arm all the way up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale, even slide the shoulders back, the ears back to lean back against yourself. On your next inhale, unwind, look to the ground, bring your hands to the earth and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels from one side to the other and notice what a difference feels like. Now last time together on an inhale, come through to plank pose. To lower all the way down onto your belly. Once you're on the ground, make a pillow with your palms, your forehead or on one of your cheeks. Stretch your legs long. Eyes for a moment and listen to the sound of your breath. As you lay here against the ground, there's a boundary of the floor beneath you to help you feel where your breath can travel to. So the more you breathe into your belly, can you see how that broadens and widens in the lowest part of your back? The more you breathe into your belly and then up into your chest, feel the back and sides of your body expand to create more space. Now, keeping that connection to your breath as best as you can, we'll take 2 rounds of locust pose, Shalabhasana here on the ground. The first one, reach your arms alongside of you, flip your palms down to face the floor. And before we lift, feel your legs back in space. And without moving them, can you energetically hug your legs towards each other? Feel them become one energetic pillar. Now shrug your shoulders to the ears, hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off of the earth, and exhale to let the legs lift up and away from the ground. As you lift, let your eyes soften or close. Okay, I'm coming behind you. As you lift, let the eyes soften or close. And listen for the sound of your breath. With each inhale, think inner thighs towards each other and inseams of your pants towards the sky. And now hug the shoulder blades together to lift your palms one more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Lower all the way down. Rest on one of your cheeks. Rest on your forehead. You can wiggle your tush from side to side or stay still, but let your breath fill and saturate your belly and chest. So the whole back of you can broaden, widen, and expand. So now for the second round, 2 out of 2, you can do exactly the same with the arms free, or to add a little chest opener and shoulder stretch here, I like to hold a strap between my hands to give my upper back lots of space, or you might interlace your fingers at your low back. So it's up to you, either arms free, just like they were, Hold a strap between your hands or interlace your fingers, but start by hugging your legs towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades together. And now as you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the floor or your tush, and exhale to lift your legs up and away from the ground. Listen for the breath. Keep hugging those inner thighs towards each other. Think inseams of your pants towards the sky. Now hug the shoulder blades together as you lift your arms 1 more inch off of your tush or off the floor. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Lower down. Ditch the strap. Release your hands. Rest on your forehead or on your cheek. And let that breath wash its way over you, in through the nose and all the way out through the nose or mouth. Now, after a few breaths here, bring your hands to either side of your chest. Press yourself up through to tabletop. And slow and steady, make your way back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. In this down dog, bring your feet an inch wider than they are already. Lift your heels and soften your knees once again to let the backs of your legs release. And now stick your tush up and back towards the wall behind you. Feel that curve in and through the low back. Can you slide the ribs back? Bring your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. A big breath in and a longer breath out. Now keep the knees soft. Bring your feet as wide as your mat. 1 palm at a time, walk your hands back to meet your feet so you fold somewhere at the back of your mat. Soften your knees, let your head be heavy as you bow in towards yourself. A long breath in and a steady breath out as you fold in towards your heart. Now after a few breaths here, bring those hands to your hips, stand down through your legs, and an inhale to come all the way up to rise as you release your hands by your sides. The fans are on. Sip water, shake it out. Delayer, anything you need. We're getting a little bit toastier and then we'll wind our way down. Do you want windows? Will the pollen come in? Have we taken allergy meds? Okay, we have a... Nope. Nope.
You need a block.
Yes. The windows are not ready. Okay, so 1 more shoulder stretch. Thank you. 1 more shoulder stretch. Do find your strap and bring it in between your hands to give your chest a little extra space. Bring your strap wider, your hands as wide as your tush, and bring your feet as wide as your mat 1 more time. As the feet come wide, tiny bend in your knees. Hug your shoulder blades together. Take a breath in to lift up through the chest. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips, fold, and reach your arms overhead towards the sky as you bow in. That's it. Now, once you fold, you might be able to look at your knees. Can you find a tiny bend so that they don't lock? With your arms overhead, you might not be able to see them, but see if the elbow's locked. Find a tiny bend in your elbows that you might not see with your eyes, but you can feel. Now, as your head gets heavy, let your upper back, your shoulder girdle get heavy towards your ears. Create some resistance. Try to tug your strap apart. And think shoulder blades together on your upper back as the head gets heavier to the earth. Take a deep breath in. 1 more exhale to let that breath go. And then slowly lower your hands back down to your strap. We'll use it later. And 1 palm at a time, walk your hands back forward to take it back to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Pedal the heels, a breath to notice what you feel and see. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Step it through to catch your lunge. Wait for your breath in to come up to rise. For high lunge, reach your arms, your chest, and your torso to the sky. That's it. To steady the ground underneath you, you might heel toe your right foot a few to the right. But like you did in that first pyramid, lift your back heel higher up off the ground. Lift the back thigh to the sky. And now stretch up through the fingertips as you look away from the earth. A big breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. Now hands come to your hips. Tiny bend in the back knee. We come up to stand. Spring off your left foot. Scoop your left thigh to your chest. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Sit your hips back into chair pose as you reach your chest forward for standing figure 4. Your hands might stay on your hips. Like Marcy so sweetly demonstrating in front, you might bring your hands high up onto blocks out in front of you to hold something solid. You might reach your arms up overhead, but do your best to flex the left foot as you take a big breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale. Let your tush get heavy as you lift your chest away from the earth. Now on your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower both feet to the ground. Reach your arms to the sky. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Grow 1 inch taller and tip up and over to the right for standing crescent. A breath here into the whole left side of your being. And as you move to the left or to the right, can you slide your ears back to lift your chin and maybe bring those arms back in line with your ears. On your inhale, come all the way up through center. Bring your hands, as you exhale, fold, hinge at your hips and bow in towards yourself. Now keep your right foot forward and step your left foot back to catch your lunge one more time. Lower your back knee to the floor or a blanket, pad as needed. And with your hands on either side of that right foot, we'll take a twist. Keep your left hand down, bring your right palm to your right thigh, and turn from your belly open to the brick wall side of the room. That's it, add a thigh stretch onto here. So hug those legs towards each other. Hug the right heel back, the left knee forward, and now bend your back knee to lift your left toes up off the ground. Can be here breathing, or your right hand might reach back to hold on to the pinky side edge of the left foot, or find your strap or the leg of your pants. Good, as you twist open to the right, think right shoulder up and back. Slide your ears back so your head is in line with your heart. Take a deep breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front thigh. See if you can lower the leg. Walk this back knee back. Good, and now bend the knee. There you go. Everyone, on your next inhale, slowly release the hold of your leg. Plant your palms and step it back to downward facing dog. Pedal your heels. Notice what you feel and see from side to side. On your next inhale, 1 more round. Lift the left leg up and back. Step it through or around to catch your lunge. Wait for the inhale. Take your time to rise to come up to high lunge. Again, heel toe the left foot as much as you need over to the left. But the steadiness from this pose is coming from that back leg. So as you lift the back heel to the sky, the back thigh to the sky, stretch up through the fingertips and see if you can look away from the ground to see where you're going. A deep breath in. Stay for the exhale and bend 1 more inch into that front leg. Now hands can stay overhead or maybe bring them to your hips, but we come up to stand, tiny bend in the back knee, hop off the right foot and scoop the right thigh to your chest. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. Hinge your hips back, really bend your left standing knee like chair pose as you reach your torso forward. That's it, anywhere your hands go to steady you, your hips, your chest, or on the blocks. Listen for the breath. Take a deep breath in, down, and wide. Stay for the exhale. Let the hips get heavy as you lift your heart away from the earth. On your inhale, come all the way up to rise. Lower the feet to the ground. Feel gravity beneath. Reach up through the arms and grab your right wrist. Grow 1 inch taller and tip to the left for standing crescent. Take a full breath into the right side of your waist. And as you slide the ribs back, the ears back to lift your chin, maybe the arms come back in line with your ears. On your inhale, come all the way up through center. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, fold over your legs. Now keep your left foot forward, step your right foot all the way back to catch the lunge. Lower your right knee to your blanket or to the floor, and just check to see that the right knee is behind your right hip. If it's directly under, you might walk it back another inch or 2. With your right hand down on a block or on the ground, bring your left palm up onto your left thigh, and from your belly, twist to the left. Think shoulder blades together, slide your ears back, and now hug your legs together as you bend your back knee to lift your back toes up off the floor. Be and breathe here. Or perhaps that left hand reaches back for the right toes, the heel, or the pinky side edge of the foot. Think right, left shoulder up and back. Right shoulder up and back. And can you slide your ears back so your head is directly over your chest as you take a deeper breath in? Stay for one more exhale and let the left thigh get heavier as your belly turns itself open to the left. Now on your inhale with care, release the hold of the leg, plant your palms, take it back to downward facing dog just for a moment longer. Pedal your heels from side to side and notice what you feel from one leg. From your down dog, everyone lower both knees to the ground. Come into your tabletop. Be here, take a few breaths in cat and cow, take a few breaths in child's pose, in balasana, or in puppy. But can you harmonize your breath and your movement back together again? A longer breath in and a deeper breath out through every fiber of your being. Whew. Okay, roll yourself up to a seat, sip some water, shake it out. Are we overcooked or cooking relatively reasonably? Relatively reasonably? Okay, I wanted to get us a little warm for where we're about to go. The first variation we'll try out is coming into twisted half bow. So this one is on your hands and your knees. I'll talk you through it and show you through it, and then afterwards we'll come into bow pose, Dhanurasana on the ground. So you might have done this one before, but just to give you a moment to catch your breath, in this version, in your table, your hands should come as wide as your mat. This will give you a lot more surface area behind you. And like the calf stretch, one leg reaches back, but this time you lift one leg and bend the knee as you flex the foot. It's like you're trying to raise the roof with that heel. Now as you come up onto your fingertips, my right leg is lifted, my left fingertips are light. You can be here the whole time, trying not to let the head get heavy, but growing long through the sides of your neck. If you want to play with some balance, your left hand might reach for the right foot. And now the unfortunate thing is I have to show you the back view version of this because that's where you start to see things. This will apply to this version, and this will also be really helpful for bow pose when we go into it, which is when your leg is lifted behind you, I can't see what's happening with it, so it tends to have a mind of its own. And so my tendency here is this leg wants to open up to the side in order to get my chest to twist open to the opposite side. But when that happens, it doesn't feel the best in the lowest part of my back. So I want you to think almost the opposite. It's like you're hugging your legs to center and using that to rotate your chest open to the ceiling. So it looks almost like this. You grab the foot, you shrug the shoulder, I'm hugging this leg to the middle, kicking the foot back, and that's what's letting my chest turn open to the sky. How's it look? Is it turning in, turning out? Good? Okay. Does that make sense? Especially when you can't see the leg. Who knows what's happening back there? So it's going to apply now, and especially when we do 3 rounds of bow pose in a moment. Yeah? So think about your feet. I'll keep an eye on them, ask questions, but let's do the twisted version first. So come into your tabletop, please. Pad your knees with a blanket as needed. And pro tip, bring your hands as wide as your mat. It'll set up the ground underneath you for a more solid foundation. With your index fingers pointing straight ahead, reach the right leg back, tuck the right toes under, and reach through your heel like you did in the calf stretch. Now look towards the top of your mat. As you inhale, lift the right leg up off the ground, flex the foot, and bend your right knee like you could raise the roof with your right heel. Now tent up onto your left fingertops. Look towards the front of your mat, breathe right here, flex the right foot, and then maybe as you look down, your left hand reaches around to grab onto the right foot. Look to the ground to help with your balance. And now everyone hug the right thigh an inch to the left, shrug your left shoulder up and back. And as you kick your foot back into your hand, lift your heel to the sky, let that turn your belly and chest open to the left. Whee! On your inhale with care, release your arm and leg to the earth, table. Feel gravity underneath you. Notice any difference from side to side, a breath. And we'll come to the second side. Hands nice and wide. Curl your toes under. Feel the corners of your feet. And as you stretch the left leg back, tuck the toes, reach through the heel, and look forward towards the front of your mat. Now lift the left foot up. Bend your left knee, flex the foot, and try to raise the roof with your left heel. Breathe. Come up onto your right fingertips. Look ahead. Stay right here breathing. Or to play with the balance, reach your right hand around to grab onto the left foot. Now use the leg to anchor you. Hug the left thigh to the right, to the middle of your mat. Shrug your right shoulder up and back. And now as you kick your foot back into your hand, lift your left heel to the ceiling. Let that turn your belly and chest open to the right. A breath as you are. And on your exhale, slowly release your arm and your leg and come back to table. A breath in tabletop, a breath in cat-cow, a breath in balasana and child's pose. Just be with your breath to collect yourself back. That looked great. How'd that feel? There was like an ocean of breath that was moving through. That was lovely to hear. So like I mentioned in the beginning, you can stay exactly where you are. In child's pose, you can lay down. But Dhanurasana, bow pose, it's one of the most famous, well, many of the famous weapons in the Indian tradition. And the story of the Bhagavad Gita of Arjuna, the divine archer, like the reason he was born and placed on this earth was to shoot bow and arrows at people. And there was his charioteer, his best friend, Krishna, who drove him through the battlefields itself. Bless you. And like I mentioned in the beginning of class, the story starts off in the very center of a battlefield where Arjuna says, Krishna, come take me to the battlefield. I want to stare into the eyes of my enemy, and I want to show them that, like, things are coming. And he looks at them, and instead of creating sheer strength, he panics, and he collapses to the floor of the chariot. And the story is very long and beautiful, and it has a lot of morals and life lessons. But one of the most important things is Krishna looks at Arjuna, the divine archer, and says, I'm not going to tell you what to do. Yeah, I'm not telling you that you have to do this. I'm not the one who's going to tell you you have to do anything outside of your nature. But your gift of why you are born on this earth is to be the divine archer. So like, get up, babe. This is what you have to do. This is why you were put here. I know the circumstances are dire, but this is why you're born to be here, to do what you're supposed to do, which is defeat this army. So very, very long story short, Arjuna wins. They win the whole battle until the next story comes. But I like to think of that as we move towards a few more rounds of Dhanurasana, because it's so much more than this big belly down back bend. It's a pose that symbolizes how can you find and draw your attention inward to move your energy to where you want it to be directed towards. Yeah, you'd harness everything into center in order to move to the direction that you see. So 3 rounds, we're gonna find it, but before we get into it, does everyone have at least one therapy ball that you can work with? If you don't have one, maybe your friend next to you has one you can borrow. Marcy and I can also bring you some. But take one of your therapy balls out of their tote and come to lay on your belly. Let's roll out the thighs before we get to those back bends. So lay onto your belly, find your therapy ball, stretch your legs back behind you. If you need one, raise your hand. We can bring some over to you. Thanks, Marcy. Take it out of the tote and place it right above your right knee, somewhere at the bottom of your right thigh. That's it. Once you find the therapy ball somewhere at the base of your thigh, make a pillow with your hands. Get as comfortable as you possibly can. Rest on your cheek or on your forehead. And now begin to bend and straighten the right leg. See what it feels like when the knee is bent versus straight. And now the next time you bend your right knee, let it stay bent. And move the right knee to the right and foot to the left, so you come more to the inner thigh. And then knee to the left and foot to the right to come to the outer thigh. Do that a few times on your own, moving back and forth, letting the knee go from side to side to see how you feel at the base of the leg. Deepen your next breath in, and even open your mouth to let the breath go as you soften the fingers, the jaw, and let your chest get heavy. Now, after a few breaths here in the middle, the bottom of that the right thigh, draw your right knee back through center. Use your hand and pull the therapy ball up so you come more to the middle of your leg, somewhere slightly higher than where you just were. Rest on your other palm or on your other cheek, just to mix it up. And then begin to bend and straighten. Straighten and bend, and let the knee go from left to right. Take a deeper breath in through the nose. And open your mouth to really let that breath go as you soften into the floor. Now here, after a few breaths, in the middle of that thigh, pop the therapy ball out. Stretch your legs long back behind you. Close your eyes for a moment and just notice any difference that you feel from side to side, however big or small. Just like the story says, Krishna didn't tell Arjuna to be someone different. He had a conversation to remind him who he always was. And it's the same with this practice. It's not here to change or fix or shapeshift who you are, but it's a practice to help remind you of who you've always been. This breath-filled, this spacious, expansive being. So as you come to the second side, find the therapy ball, bring it right above your left knee or the other side. Get as comfortable as you possibly can in that upper body. Pillow with your palms, rest on the other cheek. Stretch your legs long behind you and begin to bend and straighten as you let the bent left knee go from left to right, inner to outer thigh. Can you let the belly be soft and full against the earth? Can you let your chest be as heavy as it can against the mat? Let the eyebrows widen, let the jaw soften, and breathe. Now, after a few breaths on this base of the thigh, come up a little higher to somewhere new, slightly different than where you were. The other palm, the other cheek or forehead. And let the knee bend and straighten as you let the leg go from left to right. Can you let the right leg be heavy and soft against the earth? Let the belly and hips and pelvis soften to the ground. As you breathe here, now, after a few breaths against the ground, we'll use those therapy balls later again, but take your time once you've done the base and middle, pop the therapy ball out, stretch your legs long back behind you, close your eyes and notice any difference from one leg to the other. Can you take a breath in and down as if your breath could fill up where the memory of the therapy balls were? And exhale to offer all of that breath out. And now keeping that connection to your breath, we'll do 3 rounds of Dhanurasana, bow pose. The first one, unbound, just like we did in locust. So stretch your legs long back behind you, bend your knees, and flex your feet as your feet point up to the sky. Now reach your arms alongside of you as you flip your palms down to face the floor. Let your forehead rest on the ground for a moment, and as you press your thighs down into the ground, hug your thighs towards each other. Shrug your shoulder blades together as you listen for your breath. And now on your inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the ground. As you exhale, lift your heels up towards the ceiling as you flex through the feet. Soften or close your eyes and breathe here. Can you hug the inner thighs towards each other? Hug the shoulder blades together and lift your palms 1 more inch. A big breath in. And on your exhale, release. Lower all the way down. Rest on your cheek. Wiggle your tush. Stay still, but let that breath wash its way over you. Now for round 2 out of 3. You're more than welcome to do what we just did again. That unbound version, you might have noticed, really activates through the hamstrings. For me, it gives a lot more space in the low back, and it really contracts the upper body. But if you want to grab onto the legs for round 2, you're more than welcome to do so. But for this next round, once again, bend your knees, flex your feet, and reach your arms alongside of you. Stay right here, or let your hands grab on to the pinky side edges of your feet. Anywhere you are, press your thighs down, hug your thighs towards each other, hug the shoulder blades together. And now as you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest. If your arms are free, lift your arms up. If you're holding your legs, kick your feet back to lift your heels up. Now notice if the thighs want to open to the sides. Hug the thighs in towards each other. Hug the shoulder blades together. And as you kick back through the feet, lift up through the heart. A breath here, see where you're going. And on your inhale, release all the way to the ground. Rest on the other cheek. Rest on your forehead. Feel for the full depth of your breath, in through the nose, and all the way out through the nose or parted lips. Now, third and final round. It might be here, in full pranam, laying on your belly and ignoring everything that I say next. A beautiful variation. You might also do the unbound version yet again, or for round 3 out of 3, maybe your hands catch your legs. But as you come through center, bend your knees, flex your feet, arms free, or let your hands catch your thighs. Most important, press your thighs down into your sticky mat, hug your inner thighs together. This is what's going to clear space in the low back. Now hug the shoulder blades together. As you inhale, lift your head, lift your chest, float your arms up off the ground. If you're holding your legs, kick your feet back, lift your heels up. Think inner thighs together so they're in line with your hips. And now if you're holding the legs, kick your right foot back into your right hand, lift your right heel an inch higher. Kick your left leg back into your left hand, lift your left leg an inch higher. Now kick both legs back into your hands, lift the heels up to lift the heart, a full breath. And on your exhale, release all the way down. Whee! Wiggle the tush, listen for your breath, notice what you feel. And now I know it seems counterintuitive, but one of the few counter poses to these big belly down back bends is to coming into one down dog again, just to feel the curves in your low back. And after this, we're sitting down. So hands come to either side of your chest, peel yourself away from the floor, and take it back to down dog for a moment. For this down dog, it'll be a supportive one, so walk your feet to come an inch wider, like we've done so many times. Lift your heels and take a generous bend in your knees. This will really let the backs of your legs release. Now stick your butt up and back towards the wall behind you. Slide the ribs back as you listen for the breath. You can stay right here breathing, or you might begin to move the legs towards straight as you press the tops of your thighs back and let your heels get heavier to the floor. A big breath in, a longer breath out. Now lower both knees to the ground and come to sit on your tush in a wide-legged seat. So let's all turn to face the brick wall side of the room so you don't have to stagger. Face the right side of your mat. You'll need a few things. Have a block, have your strap, and perhaps a blanket. So as you come into your wide-legged seat, give yourself a little tester. Bring one or both of your hands to your low back and just see if your low back is rounding into your palms. If it is, I love to sit up onto the edge of a blanket to really help lift and lengthen the low back itself. But bring your block to the inside of your right leg and bend your left knee, draw your left heel towards your left inner thigh. Now find your strap like a big jump rope. Bring it around the right foot like a big lasso. That's it. As you bring the strap around the right foot, give yourself enough slack. Let each hand hold either edge of the strap. Grow tall through the spine. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, bend your right elbow, bring it to the block or to the floor on the inside of your right leg. And now hold the strap as you bend your left elbow to point your fingertips to the ceiling for this revolved head to knee pose, Upavishta Konasana. That's it. So let your left hand hold the strap. Instead of the left arm straight, bring your left hand down the strap to keep the left elbow bent. And now with each breath in, think head back towards the wall behind you. Every exhale, push down into that right elbow to turn your belly and chest open to the sky. Take another breath in, down, and wide. Do you want to bring your strap? Stay for the exhale as you turn your belly and chest open to the ceiling. And now stay, a strap for him. As you stay leaning up and over towards that right leg, drop both edges of the strap into your bottom right hand. Stretch your left fingertips beyond your right toes. Anchor your left butt cheek down to the ground. Turn your left palm to the sky. And on an inhale, come up and all the way out to release. Switch. That pose always makes me feel like warm pudding. I come out and I'm like, oh no, I've slugged. You feel that in the left side of your, somewhere? Maybe in the back of your right leg? Okay, switch sides. So perhaps the block comes to the inside of your left thigh. Bend your right knee. Draw your right heel towards your right inner thigh. And now find your strap to lasso it around the left foot. Get nice and tall first. Take a deeper breath in. And as you exhale, stay holding either edge of the strap as you bend your left elbow and bring it to the block on the inside of your left leg. That's it. Let your right hand stay holding the strap as you reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. It's like your arms are making a perfect little picture frame for your torso to peek through. And as you peel the left pinky toes back, slide the ears back to lift your chin. Every breath in, can you press your head back to grow longer through the spine? And every exhale, turn your belly and chest open to the ceiling. Take another breath in. Stay for the exhale. Try to release the gripping of your fingers around the strap. And then slowly stay leaning to the left. Drop both edges of the strap into your bottom hand. Change nothing in your torso. Just stretch your right arm beyond your left toes. Now anchor your right butt cheek down. Turn your right palm to the sky. And on an inhale, come up and all the way out to release. Release the strap, set it off to the side. Bring both feet together, and just for some symmetry before we lay down, bound angle, Baddha Konasana, feet together, knees wide. It's up to you. When my heels are close to my pubic bone, I feel this more in my hip flexors. When I have a bigger diamond, I feel it more in the outer hips, so you get to decide. But as your feet come together and the knees come wide, let your hands catch your shins. Now give them a little pull to sit up nice and tall. Take a big breath in. Stay for the exhale. Soften the shoulders and soften the jaw. You can close your eyes and stay right here breathing. Or just negotiating with friends if they're close by. You might hinge at your hips, fold, and bow in towards yourself. 3 deep breaths. Let your next inhale move in, down, and wide. As you exhale, let the fingers soften anywhere they are. Let the jaw soften as you bow in towards your own heart. Take another breath in, down, and wide. Stay for your exhale as you offer all of that breath out. If you folded forward on your next inhalation, come all the way up to rise. Bring your hands to the outsides of your legs to close your legs together like a book. And now come to lay down so that your head is towards the front of the room. Your feet are to the back of the room. Have your therapy balls within a reachable distance. There's an option to use them before we lay to rest. But come to lay down, and once you're on your back, bend your knees and bring both feet onto the ground. With your feet as wide as your mat, let your hands rest on your belly or on your ribs. Knock your knees into each other. Let the weight of your legs support the other. Take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath go. Take another breath. Fill your belly. Fill the front and back of your chest. And exhale to let every drop of that breath out. Now here, you're more than welcome to set up for rest. We'll meet you there momentarily. Or for those that would like to do some therapy ball work in the glutes, I'll talk you through it. You can take the therapy balls out of their tote and hold them in your hands. And now with your knees bent, feet on the ground, lift your hips up just enough to pop the therapy balls to the top of your butt cheeks on either side of your tailbone, either side of your sacrum. Think less in the bones of your low back and more in the muscle and flesh of your tush. And there's no incorrect or wrong place to be. Once you find somewhere you can breathe in and be curious about, let your arms fall anywhere they fall as you take a deep breath in through the nose and open your mouth to let that breath go. And just being mindful of neighbors and props around you, sway your hips a few inches to the right and let your knees move to the left. And now hips to the left and knees to the right. Continue on your own as you swivel your tush from side to side. Feeling those therapy balls moving along the upper fibers of your butt cheeks. Take a deeper breath in and open your mouth to let that breath go. And now after a few breaths here at the top of your tush, bring your hips and knees back through center. Use your hands and lower the therapy balls a few inches to come to the middle of your butt cheeks, slightly lower than before. Start them pretty close together because eventually they'll get wider and wider apart. But as your hands fall anywhere they fall, take a deep breath in and open your mouth to let that breath out. Begin that swivel of your hips. Sway your tush to one side and knees to the other, and vice versa. And as you move your hips from one side to the other, you'll feel those therapy balls moving along the middle fibers of your butt cheeks. The more the hips move, the wider the therapy balls might get. And eventually, perhaps they end up towards the outer seams of your pants, the outer edges of your hips. Once they get there, you can also use your hands to bring them wide. Draw your hips and your knees back through center. Now walk both of your feet to the left side of your mat and drop just your right knee to the right so that right therapy ball might find its way into your outer right hip. Any sighs, any sounds, any long exhales, let them all release. I can turn the sound up so you don't get heard, but try to unclench your fists and your jaw as your breath washes its way through you. And now draw the knees back through center, walk your feet to the right, and drop just your left knee to the left so that left therapy ball finds its way somewhere into your outer left tush. A big breath in, and open your mouth to let that breath go. As you draw the left knee and feet through center, use your hands and pop the therapy balls out and let the weight of your butt drop down onto the ground. Take a breath here into what you might not see, but you can very clearly feel. And now reach one or both arms overhead. This is the last time we'll get up, I promise, before we come to lay. I'm going to use these for a second. And come to take a seat just to see how we'll set up for rest for a few moments. So roll over onto your favorite side, press yourself up. And for a very supported Shavasana after doing so many backward bends, today you'll bring your two blocks at their lowest height and let them touch. You'll find your blanket and roll it, almost like a little sushi roll, onto the bolster, onto the blocks. And then when you lay down, your knees, the pit of your knees will rest onto the blanket. Your heels can get heavy to the earth as you lay all the way back to the floor. With the knees softly bent, it'll clear space in the low back to let you soften further into the ground. So with your feet to the back of your mat, head up towards me, Bring your 2 blocks at their lowest height. If you have a blanket, you can bring your rolled up blanket on top. Come to lay down and bring your knees over that support you've just created. Let your heels perhaps touch the earth for a sense of weightiness and grounding. And perhaps you let your head down or set your glasses off to the side. Your arms might be long on either side of you. They might rest on your person. But as you drape your body onto the earth, in any way, shape, or form, let your eyes close or soften to really listen for your breath. We started taking this buzzing and humming breath for a slightly different variation before rest, without any hands on your face. You can start by taking a breath in through the nose and a long exhale through the nose or mouth to offer the breath out. And now as you inhale to fill up, you begin a quiet hum to yourself. When you finish one round, begin again. Let your last 2 rounds become so quiet that you and only you can begin to hear them. And when you finish your final round, begin to find the rhythmic cadence of your breath, where each breath that you take dissolves the entire practice that was. Each breath helps you arrive to where you are now. And every breath that comes after makes a little more space for what has yet to come. So as each round of your breath lets your body get heavier into the ground, the heavier your physical body becomes, the more spacious and the lighter you may just start to feel. Begin to deepen your breath. Take a longer breath in and a sweeter breath out. Take another breath in, down, and wide. And as you exhale, offer all of that breath out. Let your breath begin to awaken the body that you're in and the being that you are with any gentle movement that feels supportive to you. You might roll your wrists or your ankles in one or the other direction. Perhaps you tip your head from one side to the other, heavy against the ground. Or just being mindful of props and those around you. Perhaps you reach your arms away from your legs or draw your knees in towards your own chest. But when the time comes, we'll all meet with your knees bent, one or both arms overhead, as you roll over to any side of your choice to curl into yourself. Take a breath or two here against the ground. And with the least amount of effort, as you press into the floor, come up to rise to a tall seat, perhaps on any of that propping that supported you a moment ago. With their eyes soft and that attention turned inward, take a breath in and down so it fills you up. And exhale to offer the breath up and out in every direction. Our time together will finish with one more of those breaths. You can place your hands to center anywhere that may feel for you. As you take a deep breath in, to let it all go. You might bow your head to your heart or lift your hands towards your head in such a simple yet sweet gesture of self-reverence, a moment to bow to yourself and to each other who practiced right alongside with you. And Marcy and I bow to each and every one of you all. Thank you so much for choosing to be here. Thank you. Drink water, take great care of yourselves and each other. If there are any props or mats you use from the studio, there are some wipes here to wipe them down. They get wiped after, but no one ever hates a wipe. Some quick announcements. I didn't realize April was so soon, and I'm teaching a workshop in April. So if you're free, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, April 5th, I'm teaching something called the Advancing Asana Intensive. It's very workshop style. There's no prerequisites required. It's just a fun way to practice poses that sometimes we don't have time for in a 75-minute class with a very fun, sweet group. So if you are free and you want to do something on Saturday afternoon, April 5th, I'll be here if you are. And Adriana is offering her candlelit Yoga Nidra journey on a Sunday, April 13th, a Sunday? I don't know what days of the week it are anymore, but she is a true witch in the best way and can guide you into Nidra, into outer space, and then bring you back to earth. So if that's how you'd like to spend your Sunday, that's happening. And again, because Kale is here, I have to put it on blast. It's so far away, but it's so close. Summer solstice, June 21st, also my dog's 10th birthday. Kale and I are doing a live cello and yoga class. Kale will be playing live cello for the whole class. I'll be teaching mixed level, very workshop style class, or not workshop style, gentle class. And you get to hear her incredible work. So if you're free, it's far but close. I would love to see you. Does anyone else have announcements? Any things that you are doing, does not have to be related to yoga, that you're seeing, that you're going to, that anyone else should know about? Any spring things? What plant sales are happening? I need starters. No one? Please. Next week. If you find one, let me know. I need my outdoor things. What? Really? When? Now?